Let's overview multiplayer gameplay and the board designer. Click the three dots to the extreme right of the play button options. Go to multiplayer options and change the number of players to 2, and for net mode, select play as listen server. After updating your multiplayer settings, click the play button. Each board has its own custom design and gameplay settings. The base game board is preset to be turn-based, but you can move any piece to any square. You can also toggle the turn-based option in the board designer. The classical chess board is preset with classical chess game rules. The default game type for this board is versus AI, so the AI responds to my moves if it's set up. If you have not hooked up your AI opponent yet, I made a video on how to hook up Stockfish 16 to your project. Chess Extra is a custom chess variant that includes flank pieces and pawns. The default game type for this board is multiplayer. You can also change your game type in the board designer. Let's overview the board designer and how we can make changes to the board without code or blueprint updates. Let's play around with the base game board and see what we can do with it. There is a section named Components Classes in the Details panel of the board. These components determine how certain aspects of gameplay will work on the board. The AI Opponents class allows you to have preset AI opponents. Think preset playstyles. The Appearance component allows you to create custom systems that determine how the board will look. The Interaction component allows you to determine what will happen when you interact with a square. Select the Classical Chess Interaction component. The Move Tracker component keeps track of your move list throughout the game. You can customize move lists based on variants. Select the Classical Chess Move Tracking component. The Variant component helps you predefine variant rules. These include the board pattern, notation style, notation symbols, the piece interaction components, the piece values, and the layouts data for the variants. Select Classical Chess Variant component. The transcription component is responsible for importing and exporting board states. This could include your move list or the current state of your board. Select the Classical Chess transcription-based components. Click the three dots to the right of your play options again and change numbers of player to 1 and the net mode to standalone. Press play to test your current board setup. The board is now set up to use classical chess game rules. So when I click a piece, it only shows me the possible moves for that piece, and I cannot move outside the possible moves. Let's look at the appearance category of our designer. This gives you quick access to changing the board appearance. You can change things like the piece sets, the board frame, the frame color, the frame mesh offset, the square colors, and the piece movement style. Let's play and take a look at what we have now. We now have an updated frame, square colors, piece sets, and our pieces slide when they move. Let's look at our board settings. We can set our board rules here, but only if we do not have a variant component assigned to the board. If you want full control over the board rules in the designer, set your variant components class to none. This is useful for quickly prototyping square layouts. Now I can freely change the board rules like the row counts, column counts. I can even change the variant name, the maximum number of players. I can change if the board is turn-based or not. I can change the board pattern to inverted columns or inverted rows. You can even add your own custom board pattern. I can also change the notation style. Let's change it to algebraic. Let's zoom in and take a look at the square notation. And I can change it back to index. Setting it to index helps with debugging. You can even set the game type of the board. Let's set it to AI. You can also change the default piece actor class. This is useful for custom piece types. You can use this square layout array to prototype and see what your layout looks like in real time. Drop down index 0, then drop down piece. Change the rank from rook to queen, and change the player index to 0, and you should see it change in real time. This is a very quick and easy way to create layouts that you can store as presets. Let's scroll back to the Components Classes section and change the Variant class to Classical Chess Variant component. This should automatically reset the board to the Classical Chess Variant rules. Make sure that your game type is set to versus AI. I'm going to set it to spawn my player at the camera location and then play. Now I can play versus the AI opponent with classical chess rules.